So about maybe 3 weeks ago, I was so sick, and I had tomato soup for the first time. It was so good, so delicious that I've been craving it ever since. So I am going to the grocery store to get some ingredients to make it, just because, why not? It was so good. So come with me. I picked tomatoes on the vine for this recipe just because when I was in the store, I smelled them from afar and they smelled absolutely wonderful. Even when I was picking them off of the vine right there, I couldn't stop smelling them because they smelled so good. I don't think it makes a difference in the recipe though. So if you want the other type of tomatoes, go for it. After washing my tomatoes, next thing I did was cut them into quarters. This doesn't really matter. You're just gonna throw everything on a sheet pan into the oven together. So just cut them into quarters. It doesn't have to look pretty. The next veggie I was working with was a red bell pepper. I cut the core out of it, of course, and then cut it into quarters just like I did with the tomatoes, and then added it to my sheet pan. And I did the same thing with a sweet onion that I cut into quarters too. Next thing was garlic. I cut the tip off of 2 garlic heads and added them to my sheet pan right before I went and started seasoning. Now that everything is well seasoned, we're gonna throw this in the oven to roast at 405 degrees for 30 minutes. This is everything I'm gonna be using for the soup itself, starting with some fresh basil that I rinse and chop. For this recipe, I don't have an immersion blender, so I'm just using my regular Ninja blender. Once everything was blended up, I just poured that into my pot without sifting it, just because I wanted my recipe to be a little bit chunky. And I ended up using only the veggie broth because both the veggie broth and the chicken broth had so much sodium, and I was good on that. For my croutons, I use this garlic bread that I bought from the store and cut it into smaller pieces. In the middle of cutting, I remembered I had a serrated knife just for this, and I was so pressed to use it. And to make the croutons, I just pretty much drizzled some grapeseed oil onto the same pan I used earlier, shook it, and then added it to the oven. I almost burnt my croutons because I forgot my oven was on broil for the last part of the baking process, but I mean, I think they're okay. I think they're like the perfect crispiness because I'm not doing this again. Anyways, after that, I drizzled some Parmesan cheese onto my tomato soup and mixed it before serving. That's what it looks like. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm honestly tired, but let's try it on camera for you guys. I love tomatoes, and I fell in love with tomato soup. Back with the crouton. It's so good. I gotta go. I'm hungry and tired. Bye.